this is my club, the biggest club in the world for me.
I knew he'd always want to go into coaching.
So many things are being done better than the bigger clubs are doing it.
Who's in the middle?
I knew he'd always want to manage.
Pass the ball. Pass and move.
I don't see Burton as a small club. I see Burton as my Barcelona.
In just their 6th year in the Football League, Burton Albion have been promoted to League One. Promotion is the first managerial success for a former Premier League player more accustomed to a bigger stage.
Hasselbaink.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink scored 127 goals in a Premier League career spanning 10 years.
Oh, what a goal from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink!
After a spell managing in Belgium, Burton-upon-Trent was the surprise destination for his return to English football when he took charge of the Brewers in League Two.
Why did you want this job at Burton?
I think this is one of the best jobs in the Football League, I think. Definitely in League Two, League One, because how it is run.
Jimmy was under no illusion. We've got a budget, you know, we're not multimillionaires with a massive sum of money to throw at a squad of players to try and win something. So that's the budget, Jimmy. And obviously, if you come here, it won't be for the money, it'll be for the opportunity.
I could do things, not how I wanted, but I could bring my own to the table, and I think that is important, you know. Can you improve the club? Can you get it a step further to where it needs to go? And that's what I thought I could do.
Burton Albion had come desperately close to promotion the previous season. They were defeated by a single goal at Wembley in the League Two playoff final.
And Linus was caught out. A horror moment at Wembley. Well, Burton Albion's dreams are in tatters.
Roller to Fleetwood, you know, obviously they performed on the day better than we did, and they got the promotion. So, but I think the thing is that behind that is recognising the fact that we've come a long way. Okay, a disappointment, but we weren't gutted. We were so pleased to get there, you know. And our theory has always been here that there's always got to be another day in this game.
That day arrived on the 13th of November 2014, when Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink was unveiled as the new manager of Burton Albion.
Good afternoon. Wow, didn't expect that many people.
The club itself was in good nick, but what a lot of people forget or haven't seen, yes, they saw me taking over when they were in the 5th position. What people didn't notice, the last 9 matches, they lost 7. A successful team. It was not.
Hi girls, hi ladies. Hello. One of the most important people in the club, Matty Ash, analyst, goalkeeper coach, always important. Gavin Ward. Neil Hornby. Yes. Very dangerous man. And the man itself, hello, Mr. Oldfield.
I've known Jimmy for a few years. I've met him socially. I've played against him once or twice, but I didn't really know him much from the football scene. We feel similar about the way we want to play, which I think is important. And it's grown from there. And when Jimmy did well in Holland and Belgium and had an opportunity perhaps to come back, we'd kept in touch, and the opportunity came for me.
David is somebody who is a little bit different than I am. He is, how do I describe it?
More vocal?
Sometimes.
I can play through the thirds. Changing it. I'm going to go and catch up my mates.
I am positive quite a lot. He sometimes comes from a different angle, being the negative part.
Really?
Maybe he's not negative, but he asks it in a negative way. And that for me is very, very good.
You gotta liven up your head. Make sure you're passing the ball quickly.
He gives me good leeway. He will let us do what we want to do. But there's no doubt he's the manager, and he will then make his points and will override if need be. But he's got, I keep saying the word balance, he strikes a good balance about when to be authoritative and really stamp his authority on it, and when to let other people come in and to get different voices as well. So far it's been good.
Any questions, boys?
Behind closed doors, I've always wanted him to tell me the truth. I do not want you to tell me after the event has happened, yeah, I wanted to tell you this. No, because then I will get really upset. Tell me how it is, and we talk about it, and I tell you how I see it, and then we make the decision, I make the decision, and then we take it from there, and that's it.
Let's play! Yes!
One here, orange, two in the middle!
He's very animated in training as well as in games. I think he's very consistent like that. Players like to play like they train, and I think the manager here as well, he likes to train the same way he approaches a game. And I think if you get that intensity during the week, you're going to get that intensity on match days.
There's Matty Palmer. Oh, it's a lovely ball. McDonald is onto it. And these Burton Albion players are showing their new manager just what they can do.
Everybody talks about the step up in intensity in training. Where does that come from in your makeup?
I think it's just the education of me, my beliefs. If you study the game and you look at how successful teams play, they need energy.
Who's in the middle?
Atletico Madrid, for instance, they play so high intensity.
That's it!
You know, how do they get that? They press so much.
Where can you go? Turn out!
It is important to be able to do that. And I think the fans want to see the game going up and down, and they want to see the pressing and you winning the ball in the opposition's half and more football in front of the goal.
How does he actually handle the players?
He's very hands-on. He'll come up and talk to you. If you're doing something right or wrong, he'll come and talk to you. He'll encourage you if you're doing something right. If you're doing something wrong, he'll still encourage, but he'll give you a bit of guidance and help you learn to get to what he wants from you.
When he wins the ball, don't look how he's going to kick.
How thorough is he in his preparation?
Yeah, he's one of the most meticulous people that I've worked with. I think anyone who sees him will see how hands-on he is, and might be quite surprised about how much he takes in training. He doesn't leave it to other people. He works very well with his assistant Dave as a partnership, but together they're very hands-on.
Stand up now!
He always demands the most that you can give, so every day you've got to come in willing to work hard and willing to apply yourself.
Don't overplay. Where do we need to go? We need to go there, we need to go there, we need to go here, or we need to go there.
He knows the league, he knows the way, the speed of the game at this level, and the way teams press. So he knows to be clever about it, but he wants us to play football when we can.
Doesn't want to just go route one, doesn't want to just lump the ball, wants teams to try and play, to be brave on the ball.
Do you think that in your early playing days, dropping down into lower league football is a big help with you understanding the game at a lower level?
I think not only that, I think it's the human part as well. You know, understanding that is the most important part. Accepting it as well. If you don't accept, then you're not going to succeed, you know. And I had to accept at the time when I had to drop to the lower leagues to make 2 steps further again. It helped me as a human being, and maybe it's helping me also to understand players in a lower league.
He wants you to go out and do what you want to do. He wants us to play out of ourselves, really, and play the game we want to play. But we've got our strict guidelines of little things that we need to sort of stick to. And when we're in the right areas, we go play.
The group is the most important thing. We have said to each other, we don't want individuals. We have agreed that with the players, And we have agreed that as a staff, that the group is vital and that we will tackle individual players who are just out for themselves.
The other key person in Burton's group is the chairman. Ben Robinson has appointed just 7 managers in 28 years in the role. Hasselbaink has a boss who not only supports his managers, but is successful with them.
I think we've been very lucky over the years to have some great managers, you know, Ian Story Moore, Neil Warnock, Nigel Clough, Gary Rowett, and now Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink, to mention just a few.
You had 60 applicants for the job. Did Jimmy Floyd apply?
Yeah, somebody on his behalf sent his CV in to me, and then Steve McLaren phoned me and recommended him. You know, that was all very positive.
I knew he'd always want to go into coaching. I knew he'd always want to manage, because he is a manager. He's got a good intelligence of the game, a good opinion of the game, a strong opinion of the game. And it's fantastic to see him doing so well.
When you employ a manager like with Jimmy's experience, which is what, 1 year or so, managing Roland Antwerp in Belgium, obviously a great career as a player, doesn't always follow that great players can convey that message of experience, you know, as a manager in the dressing room.
He's done well. He's been very humble, and he's taken on a project at Burton, which was a great little club. Very successful, got a way of playing, got a certain budget, got a great chairman, and you know, we talked about it, and I said it's a great fit, it's an ideal fit, and it's an ideal place to start, and so it's proven.
When Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink took over at Burton Albion, he became only the 3rd black manager in the Football League. With so many black players on the pitch, the FA are debating the imbalance that sees so few progress into management. One possible solution could be American football's Rooney Rule. Under that rule, teams are required to interview at least one black or ethnic minority candidate for head coach vacancies.
I am not one for the Rooney Rule. I am not one. I personally don't want to be having the feeling that I'm coming through the door because of the Rooney Rule. I want to come through the door because you want to interview me, because you think that I am the right person for the job. Black, white, whatever, I don't care. It is fundamental for me that if you are the chairman of a club, that you want me because you think I can take this club further.
What do you look for when you're picking a manager?
An inspirational person, somebody who comes over as being very strong, lots of mettle, because there's lots of dark days in football, you know. And obviously week in, week out, they have to go into the dressing room, talk to the players, come up with a different line, different angle, you know, to motivate them. And so, really, strength of character is so important.
Look, just think about it.
I've worked under some really, really good managers.
We might have to do this a lot more.
If you take things from other people, players are going to see right through that. You know, it's not you. You have to be you with players. I want to develop my own, what is me, you know.
Have you found that management style yet, or are you still learning?
I think you will always learn. I want to be somebody who's flexible. I don't think that you can be in this world now that. You have to be flexible. Hard when I need to be, and flexible when I have to be.
One area where Burton Albion already match Premier League sides is their training facilities. A little over 5 miles from the Pirelli Stadium, the squad are fortunate to train at the home of the England team, St George's Park.
We've got some great facilities around the country in the lower league, without a doubt, but I don't think any side can really look at their setup maybe apart from at the top level, and say they've got anything close to St George's Park.
That's one of the draws for this club. It's something that's going to help players come when they see that that's where you're going to spend the most of your week, day in, day out, training there.
We have 12 pitches. We've got the indoor pitch, we've got them beautifully manicured, we've got the floodlights if need be, and the injured players have access to the gym.
So the majority of the time we get the injured players up here while we're training on the football pitch, they'll be in here doing their work. Ultimately, you have to be the fittest in the league, and to do that you have to work hard throughout the season. You don't taper down, you just make it a little bit shorter, but that tempo and intensity has to be there. To be conditioned right is imperative. If you're not conditioned right, you pull up with injury. So that's why the stuff in the gym is so important, so we can do the runs and the training on the pitch.
I wanted every player to have a hard test because of all the problems that has happened in the past. We want to do the right thing for the individual, for the player, but also for the club.
They're big on sports science here, and a lot of stretching and activation before we do go out and train. And touch wood, I've not had any sort of muscle injuries as of yet.
How much of an edge does it give you in League Two, do you think?
I don't think that it is only about the League Two. I think that it is just about football itself. A big part of it is running. Yes, you have to pass the ball and have the technically ability, but also you have to be fit. And to be able to play a high-intensity game for 96 or 100 minutes, you know, you need to be fit, and that's what we are trying to do.
Hey, Jason.
The average gate here is just over 3,000. It only holds just over 7. That is a very, very small club in terms of the people who follow it.
Yes, and we are trying to work on it to get more people in the stand. So that means we need to play more attractive football. That means we need to be more successful. It is what it is, you know, you can only work with what you have, and this is what we have, and, you know, we are taking the positives out of it.
We said it would take a number of years for it to sink in that Burton Albion, you know, was in the Football League representing the town of Burton, the length and breadth of the country, and it would take a while for that to sink in and for us to build up the support. And obviously that's something that we're still working on.
If you compare it with other clubs, yes, it is a smaller club, but so many things in this smaller club are being done the right way, better than the bigger clubs are doing it. So in that way, it makes it a bigger club.
And for us, obviously getting into League One, we see that as a great opportunity. You know, you see how many away fans travel with their team to support them at the away games. You know, I was speaking to Nigel Clough the other week. He was telling me that for a lot of Sheffield United games, you know, they take 3,000 fans and regularly. You know, so that would make a big difference to the atmosphere and also for the finances as well.
I'll bring them in. I'll get them.
The players in the lower leagues, they can do more than they think they can do. They've got more ability than they think they have. It's all about confidence, isn't it? It's all about daring to do it. When you are not afraid to fail, you do great things, you can do great things. It can be dangerous as well, obviously, but if you take it too far, but you have to try to play with no fear. And that's what the great players do. It's a whole different world. It's starting again. You know, there's a new career opening for me, and That's what I want, that's what I'm embracing, and that's what I'm trying to do, and trying to learn and trying to pick up things, but not losing my own. I want to stay who I am and what I believe in, and try to, you know, be as honest as possible to myself, not thinking, people are seeing me as a big time ex-player. Why would I take a club in League Two? You know, not one of my worries, really not. I've taken this job for the right reasons, for me, for my family. Could I take this club further, a step further, where they want to be, where they want to go? Yes, I definitely think so.
You'll lose him one day, though, won't you?
I'm sure we will. Yes. You know, I mean, you know, hopefully he'll stay with us some time, and I hope that he waits for the right opportunity, which I'm sure he will, because he's very switched on. You know, he's very astute, Jimmy, and when he goes, he'll go with our blessing, and good luck to him.
Who knows what's going to happen in the future, but he has the ingredients, I think. He's got his footballing experience and the name that he carries. I think he's got a pragmatic approach to the game. He wants to play the right way, but understands that sometimes you've got to make the decisions you have to make. And I think, crucially, the character. He's a good man. He treats people well. He's a good manner around the place, and the boys have certainly bought into what he's trying to do.
Do you think he's going to go a long way as a manager?
Yeah, a very long way. I wouldn't be surprised in the next, 3 or 4 years he'll be in the Premiership for sure.
Yeah, I think he can end up at the very, very top, just as his football career was. I don't think we can put a ceiling on where we can go at this club.
We have started well, but there's still a long way to go. I've proven nothing yet. I am in the game, being a manager, because that's what I want to do, and I'm liking it.
I understand your caution about the future, but you would want to manage in the Premier League one day, wouldn't you?
It's not something that I think about at this moment. No, it's a dream. It's not reality. Reality is I'm Burton manager, and I need to take the club as far as possible.
But ambitions aren't always realistic anyway. But you have that ambition. I mean, if you're good at your job, you want to get to the very top, don't you?
Yeah, and whatever that top is, I don't know. What is that top? I don't know. What is that top for me? I know where the top is in the leagues, but the top for me, I don't know. So, I'm the Burton manager. That's what I need to concentrate on. That's it, you know? My Barcelona, my Real Madrid, it's my Burton.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live. On all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.